If anybody is thinking about becoming a member or gifting memberships, now is the perfect time to do it, as we're about to go ahead and start the show. Let's go!
Yeah. Yeah. Stream King flexing, pressing record, no stressing. Frame tight, focus sharp, never second guessing. Live stream heat, no edit confession. Chat lit, crazier than a Shark Tank session. Lighting up the feed, living in the stream dream. Challenges supreme, making moves on the live screen. Climbing views taller than a skyscraper beam. Ruler of the web, yet a Stream King gleam. Timer set, blindfolded while the stakes peak. Spicy noodle sweat running, voice getting weak. Ice bath, cold words freeze mid-speak. Content so fire, it trends every week. Lighting up the feed, living in the stream dream. Challenges supreme, making moves on the live screen. Climbing views taller than a skyscraper beam. Ruler of the web, yet a Stream King gleam. Super chat rings, audience full of kings. Comment section buzzing, making viral wings. Challenges click, grip tighter like slings. Epic every stream, crowds flocking like spring. 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. Skyscraper beam, ruler of the web, yet a Stream King gleam. Yeah. Super chat rings, audio and still the kings. Spicy noodle sweat, running, voice getting weak. Ice bath, cold words freeze mid-speak. Content so fire, it trends every week. 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. Run this game.
What is up, and welcome back to Danby Whitey Official Live. And welcome back to our show. And yeah, so today's show is all about celebration. And the celebration of 10 years. 10 years of Danby Whitey Official. That deserves an air horn. So, we are celebrating 10 years of Danby Whitey Official, and your first question may be, well, that has already happened, so why are we up here celebrating again? And the documentary already came out, so why are we up here celebrating again? The actual answer to that is, well, we got a documentary out. I wanted to go ahead and put a little bit of my own commentary on my own documentary and sort of expand upon a couple of things which I guess haven't been explained 100%, or add some extra bits, or add some, well, answer some questions that you guys may have about the documentary, about the life of my life that that went on behind the scenes whilst, obviously doing this whole YouTube thing for 10 years. So we've got a lot to get into in this stream, and not only are we going to watch the documentary, and I'm going to go ahead and give my whole thoughts and everything on the documentary, but we are also going to go ahead and fully showcase the 10-year collection merch on stream today. And we also have a little celebration thing at the end of the stream as well. So we got a lot of different things to cram into this 2-hour stream right here. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I'm very excited to just let the words flow and to actually just talk about some of these subjects, because I've never really had the chance to talk about a lot of these subjects in this documentary. I've just pretty much put this documentary together. There was a lot of stuff in this documentary, so I've got a lot of things to explain and get into this. But yeah, we got Nat in the chat who says hello Nat, and yeah, let's see how this goes. As you can see in the pinned comment, I am going to be eating a chili pepper every single $10 super chat. So if there are any super chats, then I will go ahead and eat the chili peppers. I've got them right here. So obviously all of that is still going for this stream. But honestly, the main point of this stream is just to hang out. I'm excited just to hang out with you guys and go over this documentary, because this documentary is literally my life off camera, behind the scenes stuff, never seen before clips, and yeah, just a lot of stuff that I've never really talked about on the channel, and that I've sort of kept off the channel. But now I'm gonna let it all go, and yeah, go for it. So Roxy just came in here, says sup, listening while cooking. What are you cooking, Roxy? Let's see what is on the menu for tonight. I hope it is better than them. Hope it is better than them undercooked grass burgers with chilies that I ate a couple of nights ago. Cause yeah, but oh yeah, speaking about that as well. Let me know if anybody is watching this as well in the video on demand after the stream and all of that kind of stuff as well. Definitely let me know what you guys thought of them IRL streams. We did have a couple of little things that I could have improved on, as always with streams and things like that. But I genuinely enjoyed making these, and it's a type of content that I've never done before, but I actually found out I really quite like doing this kind of content. So I definitely want to get more IRL stuff and more like sort of IRL style of streams, but I'm not 100% sure how much I can do that over the next month or so, but I'm going to try and plan and see what I can do with and work with what I've got at this current time. So yeah, without further ado, we are going to get into the actual reacting of this documentary, because it came to over an hour long, which takes up about half of the stream anyway, and I do have a couple of extra things planned for the end of the stream as well, so I want to try and get into this as quickly as possible and give my input on everything right here. Roxy said Spanish rice and beans and pastillas, I guess that says. Yeah, that sounds very unique. That sounds actually quite unique, but it sounds quite good actually. I could definitely go that right now. That would definitely be fun to try, and maybe we could do something like that on the channel. Maybe where I like try food and dishes that I've never like fully tried before. Maybe that could be an idea to throw out there. But yeah, we're going to head over to the tab right here and get up the streaming view, because we're about to look over this documentary right here. So let me just get the reaction view up, and it works. The camera's all set. Sometimes the camera breaks because it likes to do that on OBS. It just likes to break and be shit like that. But yeah. Roxy said beef pockets for the white people. Yeah, yeah, okay. Maybe that's a little bit more like yeah, maybe that's got a better. I'm making beef and cheddar and chicken wing dip pockets. Okay, that sounds cool. That actually sounds pretty cool. Sounds very, very nice. But yeah, let's get into this documentary. I'm gonna basically, because this is obviously my own thing, and I'm not gonna go ahead and copyright strike myself. I'm gonna go ahead and let this play for a period of time, and then really only interject when I feel is like the best times to go ahead and do that, because as you can see right here, this is a fairly decent sized documentary, and it dives into quite a lot of different things. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to going over all of the stuff in this, and I'm really going through this. So let's go ahead and play this documentary right now. Let's go. Okay.
Rose? Rosa? Well, at least I've still got you, TARDIS. 1. And a 2. And a 3.
Okay, so for my first little bit of added context right here, this right here, what you're seeing on screen, is my first ever YouTube video on this YouTube channel. Yes, I used to be a stop motion channel, and I did a little bit of stop motion animation, and that was kind of like my first content on this channel. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if I stayed a stop motion creator, I 100% would have not got the subscribers or the support that I've got right now. So I'm glad that I did mix it up a bit, and I did go out and create other things, and definitely did a whole face reveal and stuff like that, which I'm gonna actually cover that right now. So my face reveal was actually accidental. If anybody knows like the history of my channel and all of that kind of stuff, and if you don't know, this documentary is gonna go through that. But pretty much, I did a kind of a trend at the time where I ate a McWhopper, which is pretty much a McDonald's Big Mac combined with a Burger King Whopper. And it was like a trend back in like 2015 when my channel was all starting, and a lot of popular creators did the video where they tried it and all of that kind of stuff. Like, especially a lot of creators I was watching at the time, you know, like Boogie2988, Kid Banded Camera, I'm pretty sure did it and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought I was going to try it myself. And funny enough, it was like the first video on my channel to actually take off somewhat, and also was the first video with my face on it on the channel, because before that point, I just ended up doing like stop motion content and a lot of review content as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the backstory behind that. This is... Wait a second. I'm going to do the whole YouTuber sigh thing for added dramatic effect. That's a little bit of troll root that in my channel that is coming out there. You've got to always take a little bit. You've always got to take the piss out of the YouTuber side just a little bit when you're doing something dramatic. So, this is probably the most insane and difficult video I've ever had to make throughout the entire history of this channel. Yeah, that is What the fuck? What what is this? Okay, once I'm going through this, give the... Okay, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it on the stream. Anyway, whilst I let this advert play, yeah, so this video was difficult to make just purely for the fact that this, like, okay, let me just, okay. So, yeah, this video was kind of difficult to make just purely for the fact that I was being, like, super open and raw about the last 10 years of life. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not all been, like, it's not all been ups, but it's all not been downs at the same time. There's a lot of ups and downs. If I was to describe my life on, like, these last 10 years of life and before my YouTube channel and all of that stuff, on a graph, it would probably look a bit like that. It would sort of be going everywhere, and that is kind of just the brutal reality. And I kind of wanted to explore that in this little documentary here. I thought, I'm going to do this right for 10 years of Dan BYC Official. Thank you, by the way, for 10 years of this whole channel. I can't believe it's gone for 10 years. Yeah, insane, right? But I thought to celebrate 10 years of Dan BYT Official. It is kind of strange, actually. Looking back on this, it doesn't feel like I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. But also, on the other hand, it feels like I've been doing YouTube my entire life. So it kind of works both ways. Sure, we'd do a couple of different things, and this documentary is one of them. I decided that I want to show you guys everything. So you've seen the last 10 years of on-camera life stuff. All of the thousands of videos that I've made and uploaded to this YouTube channel. You've seen everything. But there's a lot of behind the scenes stories that happened on before this channel even existed, during the creation of this channel, and just during the 10 years that this channel has been around. So in this documentary, I'm going to open up and give you guys the behind the scenes backstory and origin of Dan BYT Official. And that I absolutely did. 100% throughout this entire thing. That's one thing that I did want to do, and also another kind of creative choice about this documentary. I was half and half about whether to do this documentary and make this look like a generic documentary. Now, I've done kind of both styles before now, so I've done kind of documentary style videos before now, and you know, your more produced documentary kind of style. And I was like a little bit hesitant to jump into that, because this is kind of like a personal story of mine. And I thought, you know, I could do this and add loads of music and all of that kind of stuff, and add like all the cinematic B-roll stuff that you get in documentaries and all of that kind of stuff. But I decided to, no, just strip it back and make this an honest documentary that I was just going to do, where I just sit down, talk to a camera, and add in clips for loads of different bits of context. And that's kind of what it ended up becoming. And I'm actually quite happy with that creative choice, because I feel like there is a little bit more of a connection to the story being told without all of this like music added over to the top of it, where it's like, if I'm here, you know, discussing a real struggle or something I've had to overcome in my life, and then you've got like sad music playing and violins and shit like that in the background, I think it can be a little bit distracting sometimes. So that's kind of why I went for this creative decision. Buckle the fuck up, because this is going to be an insane documentary that I never thought I would ever make. So, I want to tell you guys about the origin of this whole YouTube channel, and where best to start with how I was kind of brought up as a child. Yes, I was a child at one point. I was like literally this big at one point. So, growing up, I've always been into filmmaking. I've always loved big films like Star Wars and epic series like Doctor Who in the UK. And I've always had a passion for filmmaking. So when I was growing up, I knew that I was always wanting to be either like an actor or a filmmaker or writer or producer or anything really in the filmmaking kind of world. That is actually completely 100% true. I did very much want to be a film director or an actor growing up because obviously there was nothing like YouTube back then. And YouTube was actually it was starting out very, very early on when I was growing up and in the early stages of my childhood. So it wasn't really a thing. And realistically, the next big thing where you could like be creative and like express your creativity through something like media-wise was acting. Like traditional acting. And that is kind of what I wanted to do, whether it be, acting and playing a part in a film or making my own movies somehow. Like, that's kind of what I wanted to do when I was younger. So, it's all kind of been set up from even when I was younger. I've always had a passion for expressing myself creatively, and YouTube kind of just gave me that platform to actually get my creative visions across. And whether that be just a vlog where I pick some editing style that expresses a creative choice of mine, or whether that be a movie which I have scripted, crafted, and edited together to make a actual product, both ways are, again, just ways of me to express something creative. So I used to pretty much, since I was like really, really young, I always used to film videos and keep them just to watch back over. I made lots of little figure adventure things with like Legos or different action figures and kind of created my own stories with them. I even did my own like live action episodes of Doctor Who back in the day, which...
Traditional rents.
Yeah, so that was actually quite true. I did my own little live action things back in the day. Before I even had the channel, like I would just film things and film my own little storylines and all of that kind of stuff. And they would just be sitting on like my family PC, or like I think my family had like an iPod back in the day with a camera on, and that was like one of them first like digital cameras that I would actually film on. We had like a film camera as well, like one of them cassette type cameras, and I filmed a lot of stuff on that as well, and like a little digital camera which I had as well. So yeah, I've been filming stuff since I was literally really, really young, since I can really, really remember. So that's kind of crazy just to think that, before I even knew of YouTube and before I even knew that this platform existed, I was still filming things. I was still like, this has been something that has been kind of in my blood since I was a child. And I don't really know why, because like none of my family have gone into the film business. None of my family have even gone really anywhere near that side of that sort of business. So this is something that must have just developed in my mind from when I was younger. So it's actually quite interesting to look back on this, because you can see, I've always had a passion for this. Was a whole era, but then I discovered YouTube, and this changed everything. A whole platform where literally anybody could upload content to it. And I thought, this is my opportunity. But there was one problem. I had no idea how to make a YouTube account, and for many, many years I just created film style content, and it was just kind of sitting on the computer at home. Here is one of the oldest videos that I have saved in my photo of an old TARDIS tour video of when I made my homemade TARDIS back in October 2013. So, as you can see right here, you know, this is the earliest clip that I could find. The earliest video that I had took on a digital device, so like a smartphone or something like that, that I have on archive. And I have been making videos way before that. But this is in October 2013. And I started this channel in August 2015. So I've been filming things since, like, this is near enough, like almost 2 years before my entire channel was made. And there's like loads and loads of old videos and things like that that I had filmed back in that time period. And, like, obviously they got lost and were deleted, or in like the film camera case, they were actually overwritten, as I think that's what it's called. Pretty much, with like a film camera, you have the cassettes, and when it gets to the end of the cassette, it then refilms over that all of the old footage. So that's kind of something that just shows how long I've been doing this for, which is it's kind of crazy in my opinion. If anything, it just puts disrespect on the engineering of the TARDIS. But again, as a kid, I just kind of got inspired by some TARDIS videos I saw on YouTube. I think one of the OG videos I think I watched around this time might have been the official one, or it might have been like a DW 2012 like TARDIS tour, and I kind of got inspired and made my own TARDIS. Very poorly, again, I may add. So yeah, here is that unreleased video.
This is a quick tour around the TARDIS and other places. This is our Dalek ship. This is our TARDIS. As you can see, this TARDIS, a lot of controls. This one here, for example, this one here is a handbrake. This one is the directional thing, and then this one here is just a lever. This is another lever. This is a smoke bomb setter, as you can see.
So it's around this. Oh my god, my voice, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, my voice in this whole thing. I don't even think I could go that high pitch now if I even wanted to. That's so crazy. It's been such a long time. Other than editing this documentary, that was like the last time that I heard this video. Before then, I hadn't watched that video in like, I didn't even know that video was on my like Photos app and all of that kind of stuff. But oh my god, that the high pitched voice of me, I could not imagine that. That sounds like unrecognizable as myself, which is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Time when I actually started watching YouTube and consuming YouTube content, and there was a good couple of different YouTubers who I used to watch back in the day, and yeah, my consumption of YouTubers were quite small back then because YouTube wasn't really a popular thing. It was just kind of starting to get into, realistically, like, not many people really made YouTube videos. It wasn't a popular thing to do, as I said. And
why is Amazon?
Yeah, so when I started making YouTube videos, it was not popular, like 100%. Like, the idea of being a YouTuber wasn't really a thing back then. Like 2015, yeah, like you had people who were YouTubers, but it wasn't like the popular thing, especially in the UK. Like, maybe in the US it was a little bit more popular and kind of like a thing, but back in the UK, like, and especially in that time period, nobody even really watched YouTubers back then, and it wasn't even like a thing. Like, nowadays you see everybody's like, if you go to any kid in any school, like, and went and interviewed, say if you went and interviewed a bunch of random like kids from schools, and you said like, who is your favorite YouTuber, or that, every single one of them would have an answer. Like, that's how different the timing is from then to now. Whereas back then, if you watched YouTube, it was seen as like a really, really niche thing. Everybody liked other different things at that time. So it was kind of crazy to grow up through both of these eras, where I was going through school and it wasn't a popular thing at all, so suddenly a few years later it is the popular, it's like the in thing to do, and it's quite crazy, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these big YouTubers who are big and have millions of subscribers today only had thousands when I started watching them. That is, again, very, very true. I caught a lot of big YouTubers back when they had like a couple of thousand subscribers, and to even think of that is kind of crazy. As I mentioned, DW 2012 was a big one for me with Doctor Who content, but yeah, that whole channel, DW 2012, is actually kind of a full circle moment, because recently they pretty much got in contact with me to do let me think of what this is, like a voiceover. So a voiceover for a piece of film content, so basically some audio and like dialogue stuff. And so that's kind of fun, because it's like, that's a channel that I grew up watching, that I ended up having a little piece of actually being in that content, which is kind of crazy in itself. Now they're saying, well, you were little. Yeah, I was very, very young at that time. It's crazy. Even I can't, like, that still doesn't 100% compute in my mind. Other YouTubers include KSI, Deji, the Sidemen at the time. Again, these content creators had probably under 100. These content creators at the time probably had under 1 million subscribers when I started watching them. I also had American YouTubers who I enjoyed watching, like Kid Behind a Camera or The Angry Grandpa Show. Yeah, I've been watching Kid Behind a Camera and The Angry Grandpa Show, like, kind of more like The Angry Grandpa Show, because a lot of the content was Angry Grandpa back then, but I think I did watch Kid Behind a Camera as well, just to get them, like, update videos and all of that kind of stuff, because that was kind of the era where you had, like, your three big giants on YouTube were Kid Behind a Camera, McJuggernuggets, and Boogie2988, and like, you had them three, and then obviously you had like your Drama Alert and all of that kind of stuff as well, but they were like the three kind of popping YouTubers, like the daily vlogging type of YouTubers who did lots of like daily videos and kind of pioneered that entire thing, really. And they were kind of the ones to kind of start off not start off vlogging, but to start off these continuous life update videos and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, very, very interesting time of the YouTube history. And other creators like McJuggernuggets and TGF, can't forget TGF. I actually started watching TGF very, very early on. They have millions of subscribers now, and I think when I watched them, they had well under 100k. Which is kind of crazy to think that I did watch a lot of these OG YouTubers when they were very much not popular, and now that they are popular, it's like a cool thing to do. So yeah, I was watching YouTubers for years, and in 2015, my little channel started its journey as I uploaded my first ever YouTube video, which was a terribly animated stop motion of some Doctor Who figures, because I thought I wanted to be a stop motion channel back in the day. That didn't last very long, as literally a few videos later I ended up doing a face reveal and an actual first video with my face in it. And I had actually been on YouTube before this. I was on one of my friends' channel, Luke Hodge, and basically I started in like a little video, I don't really want to think back to that video. It's it's actually pretty insane. Oh god, yeah, that video was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was just me being crazy, and the camera happened to be filming. And I'm not gonna lie, that video is out there, but it's one of them ones that is like, yeah, I out of choice, I would only watch it for nostalgic value. That is it. As mad as that video was, and as crazy as I look in it, it still does kind of hold a little place in my heart as being that first video that I ever was featured in on YouTube. But yeah, around this time I started YouTube, and actually my friend Luke, who again I featured in his video, he actually introduced me to the platform. Now, I'm actually going to go back a second because I don't really want to miss out anything. Yeah, I genuinely did not know. I had no idea how to make a YouTube account. So I literally ended up going. I was like, I didn't even know how to make a YouTube account. So my friend was like, "Oh, this is how you make a YouTube account," and that's kind of how the channel was born. We got Paige in the chat as well. So yeah, this is gonna be kind of fun. For Paige, who has just came in here, we're just looking over a little documentary that I created on like the 10 years of my YouTube channel, kind of explaining like the 10 years of my content that didn't really make it onto YouTube back then. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now, and a couple of other little bits as well. So yeah, just a fun kind of relaxing stream here, and I figured out that I missed out a chunk of my life, which happened before this channel was created and before YouTube was a thing in my life. And that was primary school. Now, for any Americans, primary school is basically what you go to before high school. It's basically your first, like, school experience, I guess you could say. Yeah, so in the UK we have like 2 school tiers. So you have like primary school, which is pretty much like the first level, which goes on for like multiple years, and then you have high school, or secondary school as it is kind of commonly known over here. But yeah, that it's so weird how we do it like slightly different, and that's one thing I always think is weird about the UK. Like, we do things very like differently to the rest of the world, I'm pretty sure, and I have no idea why, because yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So why do I start things?
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my school experience wasn't the best. I didn't have the best school experience, and I think that'll come across within this documentary. And primary school for me, when I was very young, was kind of a lonely time for me. Like, I didn't really gel in any of the friend groups in primary school from what I can remember. Like, you had the guys who liked football, and then you had like the girls who just liked whatever they liked, and then 100%. I was just somewhere like in the middle. I didn't really fit in with like the football lot, but I also did not fit in with a lot of these other groups of people because I was into movies, and back in that time movies were not really that popular amongst the crowd of people. Like, movies and especially things like what I was watching, like Star Wars and films like that, believe it or not, that was actually considered probably more mature for that sort of age group, which yeah, so I would say like movies weren't that popular at the beginning of my primary school experience, but I feel like as everybody grew up, that the idea of watching a movie was like a bit more of a thing. And I'd say that just because, like, I mean, I even remember right at the end of my primary school experience that I really wanted to watch some of the new Batman movies, and at the time, them Batman movies were the Dark Knight trilogy, a trilogy very much known for being kind of crazy. And the whole idea was that Heath Ledger, who played the Joker, very, very famously took his own life after that, well, before the movie was even released, but after the production of that movie, because he pretty much became a method actor and got so into the role that he pretty much gave himself some very, very serious mental issues that would lead to him taking his own life in Minecraft for the YouTube people watching. But yeah, pretty much that was the whole thing. But like, I was just like, oh, cool, Batman movies. I want to watch these. So yeah, that's another thing that I guess is like a part of my life that I kind of missed out of this. I kind of was, and I've always watched Star Wars in my life. I've always watched it since literally when I was like probably like 1 or 2 years old when I first started watching Star Wars. It's kind of crazy. I had an introduction to film at a very, very young age. But yeah, considering I didn't really mix with people very well in that primary school stage, I turned to creativity. And this is when I started developing a passion for filmmaking and creating my own storylines and writing and all of that kind of stuff. And that's really the pinpoint of when I sort of developed that. And I did eventually develop a couple of good friends through that whole primary school experience, and funny enough, they were also kind of creative and into movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So eventually I found like a couple of people, but throughout most of that primary school experience, I was generally kind of just around and creative. And if I've got to look back on my life, I would say this point in my life, even though it wasn't particularly good at the time, I am so glad that I chose to kind of do my own thing and feed into this whole creativity side of things, because it's made me into the person I am today. Yeah, so I guess one thing that I did leave out of this documentary, mainly because I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted it in the final cut, but fuck it, I'm going to say it here on stream. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that did shape me into the person I am today, and I am kind of, in a weird way, grateful for it all, because I quite like who I am at this current stage of my life, in terms of how I've built like resilience towards certain things. For example, I was actually bullied back in my school era, and although that is obviously like a terrible thing, I think it does kind of build you into a person, and it built me into a type of person who, I mean, with various different things that I ended up going through within this entire era, well, both of the school eras really, I really sort of developed a tough skin towards hate and things. So when I started my YouTube channel and inevitably got hate on my videos and people making fun of me, and you know, a lot of even more serious things than that, which I'm sure I will bring up in this stream. Like, realistically, you know, I built up that tough skin already, so a lot of this stuff I kind of just deflected off anyway, and it wasn't really a big deal to me. And it's probably led to a lot of the content on this YouTube channel. So, despite all the bad things, I would still say that I still find good things out of it as well. Then we got to high school, and this is, again, when I met my friend Luke, and when I really got into YouTube. And I did start off my YouTube channel with stop motion videos, and pretty much just reviews of different things, but then I started picking up some other popular ideas, or things that were starting to get into the spotlight at the time, such as vlogging and challenges and all of that kind of stuff, and skits as well. And this is really when my creativity and passion started fueling into this YouTube channel.
Introducing.
So, just a little bit of extra context for these clips that are coming up. These are quite a lot of clips that were on my YouTube channel from old vlogs and things from... and videos from this period of time. And these specific videos, a lot of them were actually from the channel. That I will pause and let you know which ones were not on the channel, just for a little bit of backstory. Freak out videos, by the way. So a lot of the inspiration from these came from like McJuggernuggets and Angry Grandpa, and like I was like, oh, smashing stuff up kind of feels good, so I'm gonna do it too, and it makes good popular content on YouTube at this point in time, so I'm gonna do it too. And yeah, that's kind of how I went. And I kind of like, one thing back when I was younger, and even now really, like, it takes a lot for people to push me, but like people who know how to push my buttons and know how to get under my skin by saying specific things, or who just know me well enough to know how to set me off. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, definitely have thrown a couple of things in my life. Definitely have broken a couple of things in my life in stressful situations, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done, so yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to find a different hammer.
Hey guys, it's me, Francis.
Literally did Boogie 2988 Francis skits, like parody skits. That was like a whole thing back in the day, and I decided to stuff a load of like pillows or cushions or whatever you want to call them into my t-shirt to make myself appear more overweight than I did. So yeah, that, even though it looks like I've got some really, really bad like medical problem, it yeah, it doesn't really look like I've gained, like, it doesn't look like weight, it just looks like I've got some deranged medical problem or some shit.
And today we're going to review this thing, the computer, the Toshiba. This thing isn't working. Oh.
By the way, I bought that laptop literally for the purpose. I think I bought it on eBay, and it was like a spares and repairs type of a thing, and I literally bought that to destroy it for the content. I'm not gonna lie. A classic.
Finally got a bit of light to it. Look at this. Kids, always burn your homework. It's better doing it this way.
One thing that I've always kind of liked doing on my YouTube channel back in the day, it's always been fun, is fire. Playing with fire is always fun. I'm not gonna lie. That's back when we had a proper barbecue as well. Not the little bucket thing that we have now. This thing kind of rusted away a bit, and it kind of got a bit fucked. So we had to replace it with the little bucket thing. And when my parents got this bucket barbecue, and I saw it for the first time, my reaction was, oh my god, that is a lot smaller than what I thought it would be, and yeah, I feel like that was the people's reaction to that little thing that didn't really do a good job of cooking burgers back in my stream the other day.
Guys, gotta go.
So yeah, this was probably around the 2016 to 2017 era of YouTube, when lots of different content creators were thriving at this time, and I actually was just really, really active on YouTube. I'd literally post daily at this point, I think. And as you could see through them different types of content, I really, really explored loads of different types. from little Francis parody skits from Boogie 2988 to my own freak out videos inspired by McJuggernuggets and Angry Grandpa, where I burnt some homework for one video. I had some like spare homework sheets or something, and I was like, oh cool, I can make a little freak out video with it or something like that. And yeah, there are a couple of unreleased videos that I sort of did where I was just filming around, and for whatever reason they didn't make it to YouTube. Like I'd climb trees and like jump out of trees into the leaves, and like they'd kind of slow you down and stuff like that. So this is an unreleased video of me up a tree, and I literally, later on in this clip, I actually jumped out of the tree, like falling down, and the leaves kind of slow you down. So, and like the branches kind of slow you down. So that's the kind of random crazy shit I'd do as like a younger teenage version of myself.
Oh, that's my entrance down gone.
Don't ask yeah, why I used to jump out of trees for fun. I guess anything with a bit of thrill to it was fun. Yeah, 100%. This probably leads to some of my videos nowadays where I just do the most random crazy shit. It was also around this time that I actually met a couple of YouTubers. I met Ollie White, who was a prominent YouTuber at the time, and I also met Ben Phillips a couple of years later. I didn't exactly meet him. I went to one of his shows, and I actually did meet his grandparents at the time.
With vintage...
Yeah, so that, again, like, as YouTube became more of a popular thing, I started meeting different content creators, and, like, it started becoming popular for content creators to become a bit of a bigger thing, as, like, some of the shows that they ended up doing were some of the first shows, and I ended up going to a couple of them at the time, and yeah, the rest is history.
Oh, that's working.
An old vlog
Hello,
footage.
Doctor Who Figure Adventures on another vlog.
Yeah, that was my old channel name as well. Back in the day, I used to... Well, my channel was called Doctor Who Figure Adventures because I made stop-motion videos with Doctor Who action figures. Creative, right?
Onside my phone. That's why.
Campfire, mate!
Yeah, we've started to make this campfire.
I'm gonna zoom up on the pink lady.
This
I'm
clip.
so tempted to
This
shout.
clip.
Chicken donuts!
If I'm going to be honest, YouTube wasn't a popular thing back in these days, and I have so many memories of being through high school and literally being made fun of for making YouTube videos. I remember like people literally 100%, like growing up making YouTube videos in high school, like that was like the thing that if you made YouTube videos and people found your channel, you were pretty much going to be the laughing stock of the entire class. Like, even now with what I'm about to say, I remember times where like people would literally play my YouTube videos from the other side of the classroom, and like people like would play them and say things from my videos that I used to say, and like little lines and things, just to like, it was kind of like a thing that you'd kind of get bullied for it, like low-key, if you were a YouTuber back then, because again, it just wasn't the popular thing, and people who did that kind of thing were seen to be like outcasted from the cool, or the so-called cool kids of the high school, as you could say. Found my YouTube channel and started playing my videos from across the classroom, which was very weird, and it was just a kind of strange experience. Yeah, I don't look back very well on these memories, and a lot of this kind of stuff did kind of ruin my whole high school experience. Yeah, that was not fun, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd probably say the second half of the high school experience was probably the worst for me, for a lot of other reasons coming up. But Roxy just came in the chat and said, "Hey Paige, I stepped out for a bit. I'll give you old hag, you little shits." See, like, Paige just came in here just to drop that, just to, Oh my god, right. Oh, you said favorite hag. Well, in that case, I'm good. Oh my god, that's just Paige and Roxy being Paige and Roxy, So I decided to do what I thought would be best at the time, which is take all of that energy around me and funnel it into creating more content for this YouTube channel. Because yeah, genuinely, that's something that I've always kind of done as like a content creator, and like somebody who like the more somebody tells me that I like can't do something, which has kind of been prominent in my life, like going through that entire thing, a lot of people will say that you can't do it, like that's just something that you are gonna get. But there's just a little part inside of me that is like, that just wants to prove them wrong, like just to almost like prove that I can do this. Like, yeah, there's just a little bit of me that, and I think a lot of YouTubers have that same spark inside of them. Like, if somebody says, "Oh, you can't do this idea," or "You can't make this show and do this specific thing," you're always gonna, like, I feel like the YouTuber is always gonna be like, "No, I'm gonna show you that I can do it," and double down on that kind of thing. It's something that I was passionate about, and I just really enjoyed doing it, and also it kind of just took away from the people who like made fun of the entire thing. Like, for some reason I've always kind of been like this. If somebody tries to challenge me on something, or like makes fun of that thing, it makes me want to try and do it even harder. And it makes me want to be that much more successful at doing it. Now came a bit of a turning. Yeah, my camera decided to develop blindness at this point, hence the blurry part. But yeah, just on that entire thing, like, one thing that is kind of like, okay, I'm going to be just honest with the people at home right here, and just honest with the audience, because you guys have been on my channel, whether you've just joined the channel and you've just heard about my recent streaming thing and become part of this channel, or you've stuck here for the whole 10 years. One thing that has been just so prominent throughout the entire time, whether that was from people at school, whether it was from family, I guess, and people throughout my life, it's that there was always people who would like laugh at like they would laugh at the idea of me trying to become a YouTuber, because it was seen as something that was difficult to do. And I guess if it's something that's difficult to do, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, don't do it then, because there's less chance of you being able to do it than something else, so give up." And that was like the whole mindset that was almost pushed towards me, for whether that was from school or whether it was from like people. But you don't really expect it from people who you think would support you as well. And there's been a lot of times where like people who I thought would be like, I thought would have my back on this, and people who I thought would like genuinely support just out of their relationship with me, who didn't. And that is, again, just something that is very, very tough to digest as a person. Like, and it also just makes me so much more, like, it makes me so much more thankful for people in my life, like my girlfriend, who, ever since she came into my life, genuinely has always been really, really supportive of my channel, and always very, very supportive of my dreams. But also, like, Roxy as well. Like, the times where she genuinely says to me, like, you've got this, or like, you can do this, or I believe in you. It's, even sitting here now, it makes me feel very weird feeling. Like, it sounds strange, but like, I've not really heard a lot of that in my life, and I'm just gonna go here and be like, I'm just gonna go here and just say, like, a huge thank you to Roxy for being a genuine friend over the past couple of months, and ever since we really ended up meeting through the LCU and through Milkers and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, just a huge thank you to her for, I'm just some random guy on the internet who she ended up meeting through an internet show, and through doing an internet show that I happen to watch. So yeah, it's one of them situations where I genuinely, it makes me very, very thankful for the people who have supported this. And this is something that is like, with like YouTube and creative content and all of that kind of stuff, it's something that I do genuinely have like a drive and a huge, huge passion for. Like, I have a passion for this, and I want to genuinely prove every single person wrong who told me that I couldn't do this. I want to be successful, not just for myself and my own, like, but like, there's a part of me that also wants to be successful to almost just like prove them people wrong who like said that you could never do this. This is like too ambitious, or too, or like they compare it to some other thing, like being a singer or something like that, and say, oh well, there's only like a few singers out there. Like, there's a handful of people who make it. There's like people who, like, most people don't make it. So why the fuck even try it? So yeah. I know I kind of just got into a bit of a rant there, but I'm so passionate about making this work, and this is kind of like, it means so much to me as well. Like, whenever I see somebody in the chat who watches the content and says, oh, like, that was a really cool stream, I enjoyed the stream, like, that means so much to me as a creator, and as like somebody who genuinely takes so much pride in what I am doing, and I want to put 110% work into doing this, because it's just something that I love doing, and it's something that I've always loved doing ever since I was young. And I know, like, with like Roxy, she says like similar things. Like, she's always enjoyed the entertainment side of this whole thing, and she said like there was two things that she wanted to be in life. One of them was to help veterans and help people, and the other one was to entertain people. And I can relate so much with that entertainment side, because, and I guess I'm gonna get into this right now, but I have genuinely been in some very, very, very fucked up, like, places within my own life. And when I turn and watch people on YouTube, or when I turn and I'm having a bad day and I turn on a stream and Roxy is streaming and having fun, I know how much that means to me. And if I can offer that to somebody else and help somebody else enjoy, or like help somebody else like have a better day just because of some content that I did, or some like stupid thing like eating a burger with some like grass and stuff on, if somebody can get a laugh out of that, and that can genuinely improve somebody's day, like, that's kind of what I want to do here with this whole thing. I got a couple of chats in here. I'm gonna read the chats for a second. We just got into a little bit there. I kind of got real on this stream. This is the first, not the first time, because this whole streaming thing has been like, I want to be me, and I want to like do that with this whole thing. Let me just read some of these. Yeah, see, you're my favorite one. Oh my god. Paige. I think anybody can do it, but to try and make a living off it is almost impossible. Yeah, it is very difficult to do, which is why it's good to also have an outside job and do this also for passion. Yeah, like, there definitely is like a reality part of it, but, and again, that's something that Roxy has been vocal with me about as well. Like, obviously there is a reality part to it, but I don't know, I just feel like you shouldn't like shoot people's dreams down just because of like a harsh reality, if that makes sense, which a lot of people have done to me. But with Roxy, she's like, she has a very real, very real, authentic part to her, to where she will just say things how it is, and I have a lot of respect for that. Paige, I love you. Oh my god, I'm not gonna read that. Could be TOS, but you know. You're welcome, bud. I'll always tell you, you have the love and passion to accomplish whatever you want to do in your life. Plus, you're still young, and you have the world at your fingers. Again, this is like just advice that I genuinely really appreciate this. So, yeah, that was a moment on this stream. So, yeah, in a little bit of a lighter note, let's get into this next segment of the documentary. I think I'm going to fast forward part of it because we are literally oh my god, we're like an hour into the stream already. And we've only watched 17 minutes of the documentary, right? This stream might go over a little bit. I'm going to skip some of the parts which I know are not going to be as, or stuff that I've already covered in this, because I've kind of jumped the gun a little bit and covered a few bits that so yeah, I'm going to go through a couple more bits of this and yeah, continue a little bit. Points. The ex-girlfriend diss track. So pretty much the story goes, I had a girlfriend in high school and she pretty much just randomly fucked off and aired me. So I thought, how can I get back? And diss tracks were kind of popular at the time, so I just put two and two together and created a diss track. So please enjoy the... Bruh, this is my mind, okay? I don't know. So that whole thing happened, and my mind being like a content creator, I was like, you know, let's make some content out of this real life situation. This is a real life situation that was very real for me, and I was like, you know what, let's take this time to try and make some music. And I say music very loosely in this term right here, because this is genuinely terrible. I've never made a song before this, and oh my god, yeah, you will tell by these lyrics that are coming up in this. Yeah, I don't know why I did this to myself, but at the same time, again, part of me thinks that to be like a YouTuber and put your life out on the internet like this, you kind of have to have a little something about you that's like, you know, lyrical genius. Yeah, I can't say that. I can't. No. Please enjoy this abomination of a diss track which I attempted to make for the first time ever. I'd literally never done anything like this before. So yeah, roll the clip.
Look at me, then look at you, then look at me. It ain't my fault that you look like a pig.
No, 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 bro. I just when I say that I thought I fuck it. At that point I was like, you guys have to understand. I was at a time in my life at that point where I was like, I don't care if I get any hate, any love from this, any hate. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna go out here and create something, and that I did, but probably not for the best. Nah, that line about a head. It's one of the things that I can probably just look back on and laugh at in the past. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, after this part, I think I pretty much just do talk about a lot of the high school stuff, which I'm gonna fast forward to this part right here. But yeah, pretty much. And what I'll do is I'll just tell you guys right here straight on the stream. I didn't have a great high school experience because, well, number one, I lost a lot of the friends that I made in high school because I guess they just some reason grew past the whole YouTube kind of thing and for some reason grew apart from me. Like there was another couple of other reasons as well for some of them and why the whole friendship couldn't work and stuff. For example, I guess you can just go and watch the documentary in full to know about it, but I kind of was like, yeah, I'm not going to really say about it on the stream, but you can go ahead and watch the documentary and go. But yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I went through quite a bit of stuff in my whole high school period, and dealing with a lot of that, I ended up using comedy. So I would just do the most random shit that was like funny, and I would use it as like a whole coping mechanism to kind of like not think about all of the bad things that were going on at the time. Deflect all of this? Yeah, so it was like a way of me deflecting all of that kind of stuff, which, looking back at it, wasn't healthy. Like, I probably should have just addressed the thing or something like that. And again, I suffered with it. I suffered for it years later because I just pushed everything to the side and just pushed everything down. I was like, no, we're just gonna carry on, act like everything's fine, and yeah, I ended up paying for it in the long run, unfortunately. But we'll get to that when we get to that part. Was comedy me and random funniest shit. I'm not gonna lie, this clip was hilarious. So for context, my friend had just gone on a holiday to Madeira, which is a little, I think it is like a Spanish island or something like that. It is basically in the Spain region. So he brought back some Madeira cake, which I then presumed, I then decided to shove like a huge amount of that cake into my mouth and then run into the back of a garden shed. Why I did this, I have no idea, but I guess the clip is still kind of funny to this day.
Oh my god! That didn't quite work out well.
It's in bird boxes, actually. Fuck.
I dare you to knock on it and see if anything's in there.
I was just thinking then, like, what if there was actually birds inside of them bird boxes? I think they were just abandoned, though, from what I remember, because it was like on a little balcony thing outside of the whole library room, and I was like, yeah, surely they weren't occupied. Like, surely you would have known at that point, but yeah. This is my favorite bit.
Sam. No.
This is just the oh my god, yeah. If you want to gauge on like my type of humor and what I thought was like funny back then and shit, it was just me doing stupid shit like for the sake of it, and it just came off quite funny. So
Let's do some nice trick shots for you all. That didn't work! I sound like a demented old granny. The school actually has its own little addition
Bro.
to all of this, with its flying pterodactyls and its lovely ripper poles. So you like, you pose like this and you like take them sick Instagram pictures on your iPhone.
Just want to point out here how different I look. My entire look kind of changed. I definitely aged differently. This is when I just didn't have like a mustache and beard and stuff. I think I did grow like a mustache, but I just shaved all of it off at that point. Like, because I guess back then growing like facial hair in high school was like not really a thing. People used to like just shave all that shit off. But yeah, I obviously look very, very different now.
2 or whatever people can afford around here, and then you just like, yo, I'm so sexy.
And again, this. So yeah, them were some of the clips that were part of it. But yeah, that was kind of the whole high school experience. And I guess I will just explain like part of that whole experience, I guess. So let's just see. Okay, so that's the college bit. So yeah, realistically, like that whole high school experience, like it ended off quite badly for me, just because like I feel like people were very, very like, I don't know, like I had a couple of people who I thought were like really, really good friends who ended up pretty much backstabbing me at that point, which I don't know, it's just not like a nice thing to think about. And again, when I kind of spiraled a little bit at this point. Like I got into a bit of like a depressive rut at the time of editing this, because I was just like digging up so much like old trauma in my life that like you almost relive it at a point. So yeah, going through that, I guess I was like a little bit like off at that point in time, and yeah, it gives you them same sort of feelings. So I had a couple of days where I was just like off, and I felt like so much anxiety, and yeah, it was a little bit it was quite bad of an experience. But yeah, so that whole high school thing happened, and there was actually kind of like a couple of things that did happen in high school, which was kind of weird. So on the last day of high school, I brought my camera in and filmed a whole last day video, which the vlog is available on my YouTube channel. It also doxed my school, but I genuinely don't care at that point. But yeah, it genuinely was like a weird thing, because at that time YouTube was popular. So I brought my camera in to vlog, and I have a whole professional vlog setup ready with my camera. I've got a little tripod, or as they call them, gorilla pods, and I screwed that onto the camera. I got the big camera, everything like that. So I got a proper professional vlog setup going on here. And as soon as I brought out that camera, I got swarmed by loads and loads of people who were like asking about my YouTube channel. And that was kind of like the first incident of, oh shit, like people actually take this YouTube stuff seriously, which is kind of crazy in its own right as well. So yeah, let me just get this advert over and done with, and let's go on to the next part, which is when I ended up going to college, because I decided what's the next best thing. I could either just go out and get like some random job, and I was like, okay, what do I want to do at that point in time? And I was still kind of like really, really young, so I thought, you know what, I'll just go into college. Like that's the kind of the next best thing. Over in the UK here, like college is actually free if you retake certain subjects within school. You can basically go to college for free, which is kind of crazy, because I think in America, even like any college course, you kind of have to actually pay for and all of that kind of stuff, which is the case with university over here, but they have it for college as well. And I think a lot of like English colleges have that kind of thing as well. could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could be wrong on that entire thing. But yeah. So let me get to this part. Right. So college was when everything sort of catched up with me. So I had a good first year, and that all happened. Well, and then I met my girlfriend through college, actually, which was a whole story within itself. And I ended up going through like some really, really dark, depressive part of my life where I think everything, like all the trauma and bits and pieces from high school, caught up with me. And I thought, I'm pretty sure, like my diagnosis of this entire thing is that everything caught up with me at one time, and it just led me through this whole anxiety phase of my life where I literally, like, I lost weight because I, like, didn't eat for, like, I was struggling to keep food down and stuff like that, which, like, I went to the doctors because I was, like, genuinely, and I was just kind of genuinely, like, worried that it could have been something else, like something far worse. But luckily I managed to get over that whole period of life and turn and sort of come back to a much more normal, like, level of life. And there's like certain things that do give me anxiety still. Like, for example, when I did my first couple of streams, I was very, very anxious. I felt kind of sick. I didn't eat for the whole day because I had that little, like, you know, when you're anxious and you have like you have this like almost nauseous part of it, and it's all like a part of the whole anxious type thing. But yeah, that whole thing was very, very difficult to get through, but it happened. I do still get it like a little tiny bit, like maybe if I was like going to travel to a city for the first time, but I think that is quite normal. I think a lot of people do get like nerves and anxiety from, you know, going to do like things that are a little bit out of the comfort zone. For example, when Roxy decided that she was going to go on a crazy roller coaster, I'm pretty sure that same sort of feeling is what you get from that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's something that I think I'm like 95% of the way out, and I don't think you're ever 100% of the way out of it, because I think it's just part of who you are, I guess, at the end of the day. But yeah, it's something that I think I've gotten massively better at doing. And again, I think YouTube's, again, part of that, doing that. Like, I did some videos where I go and, like, way back a couple of years ago, I'd go out and do, like, public videos. So, like, I'd be out in the public with a camera and my phone as, like, a microphone, and doing, like, funny shit for, like, the content. And I think that is almost like an exposure therapy to like the anxiety part of that. So yeah, here's just like a couple of little clips from when I was in college. Final day of our college course. So oh yeah, that was the final day of that whole thing. Yeah, roll the clips. I don't know where I was going with these clips. I kind of just filmed them, and that's kind of the whole thing.
Hi.
Look, it's not. And it's me too. And welcome back to this little bit of a video here in Cambria. A wild gnat trying to make a friend of a horse.
The amount of inside jokes and things that like happened during that whole era is genuinely quite funny. Like, we used to go and do like David Attenborough impressions of like stuff like that, and like the whole, that's kind of the whole thing that we did with the horse, but we did like more dramatic impressions and things. But oh my god, yeah, like that whole era, it was like, yes, it was like so much bad things because like obviously, yeah, going through very, very severe anxiety and depression is bad, but at the same time, like, my girlfriend did a lot to help me through that. So shout out to Nat, my girlfriend, who is in chat right now. Like, crazy how much a person can genuinely help you through something. Yeah, genuinely crazy. You remember more than I do. Yeah, bruh, like, I do. I remember quite a bit of it now. I'm thinking about it all. Yeah. So, what I'm gonna do is again fast forward this part of this documentary, but pretty much I'll tell you the story from here. I left college, and then I sort of ended up going into a warehouse job, which is something that I did. And a fun little fact about this warehouse job that I actually did is that the day that I actually went and signed the contract, or, well, I could probably say was more forced to sign the contract to do this, I had my most viewed video, and I edited that on that night, which is kind of crazy. Like, that type of thing, like the being at a very, very low point in life and then having a video that becomes your most viewed video, that kind of thing almost does make me question, like, certain things in life. And I guess it does make you more of an open person, because it's like, that's too crazy to happen just out of, like, coincidence. That's gotta be too crazy just to happen out of coincidence. And there's, like, a couple of little funny things, like meeting my girlfriend at the time I did, and just certain things that make you question, I suppose, how much of your life is just the path that you're supposed to follow, and how much of that journey is already paved out for you, and whether you're just following it or that kind of thing. It does make you question a lot of that kind of stuff, which is quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, there is also a clip right here as well where, I mean, just to show you how difficult a time it was, this little behind the scenes clip is a clip from a film which I did, a behind the scenes clip of a film that I did, which I literally almost quit filmmaking because it was a time where I wanted to quit because, like, things were incredibly stressful, but I didn't, and I'm quite frankly glad that I didn't, because, again, we're still here on YouTube today. Okay, I was wondering why the sound wasn't coming through then. I was so confused. Turns out I've got this all nice and here, right? Okay, with sound. So you guys, behind the scenes, yeah, here in the mirror, to what could be possibly my last film. I mean, again, yeah, kind of crazy. This could be it. Well, that is a wrap on this scene. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this. Wait. Okay, so after this whole thing, which I'm gonna again just fast forward this because actually, you know what? Let's fast forward to the merch part because I think it will become quite relevant in a second. But yeah, so I'm going to pretty much just tell you guys the quick version of the story right here, just because we have got about 30 minutes left of this stream, and I want to do some other bits and pieces within the stream as well. So I want to get through all of this. So I guess okay, so after this happened, I think that something actually was like a bit of a blessing in disguise. I ended up being made redundant. So essentially, I got let go of. I got let go from the job which I had, like a part-time job at the time, and I was at a point in life where I was like, okay, I don't know what I want to do, and I actually ended up making my own business. I actually have a small little, I actually have a small business which essentially gives me the funds to make my YouTube content and just live life and pay, what couple of little bills that I do have to pay, and just like little bits and pieces like that. Like, if I had a film, I could produce the film off the back of the money which was produced from this small business which I run. So I think it was something that was like almost a bit of a blessing in disguise, where it's given me more time to figure out what I want to do on YouTube, figure out what kind of content I want to make, and ultimately allowed me to get into this next part, which was my involvement with the whole LCU and all of that kind of stuff, because through the whole LCU experience and coming up on like a couple of shows and getting the membership to the LCU and all of that kind of stuff, I ended up meeting Roxy. And if I hadn't have met Roxy, I wouldn't have had that push to go out and stream like I am doing right now. This streaming show would not be here if I didn't talk to Roxy. Like that's just a genuine truth of this. So again, this is something else I think is just a genuine, like, I think it's a blessing. Like, I genuinely think that these little things are like so unlikely of happening in life that when they do happen, it makes you question, like, oh, maybe this is like a little bit of a blessing kind of thing, and maybe this is almost like a thing saying, oh, you're going in the right direction with this type of thing, like, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's something that I am very, very grateful for, and meeting Roxy and having Roxy as a friend is just something that I am incredibly grateful for. As I said a little bit earlier on, when I guess I got like passionate about like expressing, I suppose, my passion for this entire thing. It's something that I am, it's like, so that's one part of why I'm streaming today. And I genuinely, like, from all of the streams that I've done, I've came out of every single stream feeling like I've progressed a good amount throughout this whole streaming thing. So with my IRL streams, I feel like I tried something brand new, and it's something like, okay, I know I like doing IRL streams now, so I want to try and do more of them. Whether I actually can do a load of IRL streams, yes, it's probably a little bit unlikely and unrealistic to just say that I'm going to go ahead and do an IRL stream every single week, but it's something that I can build towards with this whole thing. And with all of this streaming stuff, it's something that I can build towards, and it's something that I do want to build towards. So I think I'm just going to try and save as much money as humanly possible, and take anything that I get from ad revenue or super chats or memberships and just everything that I can get, or merchandise and merch sales, every penny that I earn from that, and then also anything that I make from my business, I think I am going to just funnel all of that and try and create more opportunities to make IRL content, because it's something that I genuinely think, yes, it pushes me a little bit. It pushes me a little bit out of my comfort zone, because before I'd done IRL streams, I'd just done streams in this bedroom. Like, literally, I'd never taken the live feed outside. I've never gone and done, like, bits and pieces like that. So, it's something that I think, yeah, I push myself a little bit with, but at the same time, I really, really enjoyed them streams. Like, even though the whole burger thing and eating chilies and bits and pieces like that, yes, that, like, that is, again, it is, like, painful, I guess, but, like, at the same time, overall, I really, really enjoyed them streams, and I really like how the streams came out and how we saw, like, a different, something brand new on this channel, and that's something that I'm very, very excited about doing more of in the future. And talking of the future, my next stream is actually going to be tomorrow, because we're going to be doing a brand new type of stream which I've never done on this channel before, which is a sleep stream. We're going to give a sleep stream a go. I've got a couple of different things and ideas and plans of things that we can do throughout this sleep stream. Opportunities for the audience to interact with myself and the stream. So I've got a couple of different pieces that I have planned. Hopefully everything does go to plan with the actual plans, and yeah, I'm excited to I guess do that in terms of, like, with the whole sleep stream kind of thing, because again, it's a new form of content that I've never done before, and it's probably one of the longest streams I've ever done before. I don't do very many, like, 4 or 5 hour streams, so that's kind of the idea of the whole sleep stream and what we're planning on doing with it. So I'm very, very excited to do this sleep stream. I'm nervous a little bit, but at the same time, very, very excited. So yeah, we're just going to see how it goes, and I genuinely can't wait. But let's have a little look at the rest of this stream. So I will get onto the merch in a little bit, but yeah, I think that's most of what we have here. I did actually do a little outro thanking everybody for the 10 years, so I guess we'll just watch the outro of this stream.
You know
and
what's
then
worse than film?
we will get into the next part of this, which is the 10 years collection of merch which I have released, and I'm going to go ahead, showcase that entire thing live on stream, and then we're going to do a little final thing to outro this stream, which I think is going to be quite fun. So it could go fun, it could go either way. And most importantly, anybody who has ever viewed a video on this channel, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for an amazing 10 years on YouTube. Here's to the future, and hopefully many, many more years to come. Thank you all so much for watching this documentary about the 10 years of my YouTube channel, and just a bit of a behind the scenes look at my life throughout this 10 years. Yeah, if you do want to go ahead and watch the documentary, the full thing is out right now. So if you do want to go ahead and watch it, just go onto the channel. It will be in the videos section. Yeah, definitely go ahead and check it out. It's definitely worth a watch if you want to. If you want to go ahead and learn a little bit more about me as a content creator, because I put myself out there very, very honestly and openly in this documentary. Some of the best moments of my life and some of the worst moments of my life I put out there in this documentary. So it's definitely worth a watch if you got a spare hour or hour and 16 minutes and 58 seconds to be very, very precise. Definitely worth a watch of this documentary, because it's a piece of content that I made for the people of this channel, really. So yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
I've made up my mind, I just wanna be free. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I wanna be weightless in the silence.
I had to do a big cinematic credits to end off this documentary. Just had to.
The night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment.
Okay, so just put a load of thank yous there. Oh yeah, one other thing as well. This channel actually got demonetized at one point for clips that I uploaded. I ended up deciding to go down the entire YouTube Shorts type of thing at one point, and I ended up getting my entire channel demonetized for uploading clips. And them clips were obviously just of like a TV show and like promo and stuff like that. Got a lot of views at the time. Yeah, I got like 40,000 views on one of them shorts. Unfortunately, I had to delete a lot of them off my channel to get it remonetized. But yeah, it's one of them things that was like a huge learning curve for me. And even though it was like, I'm fairly sure it was to do with them clips, even though YouTube never specifically told me what it's about and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, a very, very interesting thing. Also, just wanted to put it out there. I did put a thank you in the credits to Roxy Unfiltered. Just put it out there. A very, very big part of the entire 10 years of this channel. Even though, like, timing-wise, yes, like 7-8 months of life I've known Roxy for, but yeah, them 7-8 months have been so impactful on my life that I felt the need I needed to do this. And then underneath, I just had to put a little tribute there, which Roxy has pointed out. Keem and his Duck Army, yeah. I just had to acknowledge the idea of Keemstar and his little duck army, which he now has because Roxy delivered the ducks to Keemstar. So he's now got his own little duck army of rubber duckies. So that is why I put that there. And then obviously a fuck you to the haters and the snakes, because we don't like the snakes or the haters over here. So yeah. Snakes beware. What could this mean? What could this possibly mean? Not like I'm alluding to the idea of a future project being teased at the end of this project. Absolutely never. I would never do something like that. And I'd never be sarcastic for a YouTube video. This song does bang though, I'm not gonna lie. I chose this, number one, for the lyrics. Very, very meaningful lyrics. Number two, because the songs are banger, and I actually used it in my year in review video, which I do every year, so. What we're saying, album here? A diss track? What's this all about? I guess we'll find out. Upstate Chucker, hey everyone. Hello, Upstate Trucker. Welcome to the stream. We have just looked over my documentary right here, which you can go ahead and check it out if you want to. But yeah, I did like a documentary on my life and like my off YouTube life and like the behind the scenes and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of been the gist of this thing. I've still got a little bit more to do at the end of this stream, so. Dan, you're so not subtle. You basically announced it. No, I haven't announced it. This is not an announcement. It kind of is an announcement, but not an announcement at the same time. But yeah, definitely. The other ones were typos. This is the real message. I tried to type subscribe, but it came out as album and diss track for some reason. I don't know why. This is what I was originally trying to type out 100%. Yeah. yeah, thank you all for the 10 years on YouTube. Anybody like, and this is something I do really, really want to stress as well. I appreciate like every single person, even like the brand new people on this channel, the people who subscribed yesterday on this YouTube channel. I appreciate every single person who watches, views, likes these videos. By the way, like the stream if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit that like button. But yeah, if every single person, from the first person who ever watched one of my YouTube videos to the people who have literally just joined the channel and are on this journey with me right now to throughout this entire streaming thing, I love and appreciate every single one of you. We got a little clip at the end here. Okay, so I had to end off that on the clip right there. But yeah, one thing that I do want to say in this stream as well is the merchandise, which I am wearing the t-shirt right now, but this is the 10 years of Dan BYT official merchandise. And I guess what I want to say here and what this whole thing represents is the 10 years that I've been on YouTube, but also the future of this channel as well. I've never done merch before, and I've never done like actual proper merch before now, and I wanted to make something that not only represents the 10 years that have happened, but also represents like the idea that the people have came to this channel and supporting at this particular time. So yeah, definitely a very, very important first collection to me. One that means a lot to me, and I will tell you guys exactly why when I show you guys this whole thing. But yeah, real quick, I am going to go onto the merch website right now and show you guys a little bit about the merchandise, which we're going to go over. And then I actually have the physical pieces in real life. Again, like some YouTubers don't even do that. They don't even buy their own merchandise to show off to the people at home. So yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at this right here. So this is the website. I wanted to keep it a nice basic style. I wanted to not to overcomplicate it. So here we have the collection out right now. If we scroll down right here, we got these stickers right here, and just to let you know, these are collectible stickers. I wanted to make these so that once all of this limited edition merch is sold out and gone, I wanted to make it so that these stickers are like a little collectible thing that people can have to remember this collection by. Apart from the actual collection, just something cool to have right here. So we've got the Blackout Edition, which represents the blackout, more subtle merchandise right there. And we have the originals right here as well. So yeah, very, very cool pieces. Then we have, of course, a staple of the merchandise, the hoodie, which we got the purple hoodie right here, which is the Blackout Edition hoodie. Very, very cool. Also, want to note right here, a lot of merchandise on YouTube is very, very expensive, and I wanted to make this very, very affordable for the fans. I wanted to make it so that people can actually purchase this and get what they want as well. So yeah, very, very cool. So that's the 10 years hoodie. As you can see, it's got a back print right here. Again, I will show you all this on the camera. We've got the original hoodie right here, which, as you can see, that's the front and the back right there. We then come onto the t-shirts, which, as you can see, I'm wearing the purple t-shirt right here. And that is these. One thing I will note as well about the t-shirts is that they have their own neck print label as well. So that's actually a really, really cool thing that, again, I'm going to show on the actual merchandise because it's something I've been quite excited about. We got the black t-shirt as well, the original OG. We then have something that I think is really, really cool. I was never really a cap person. I never really used to wear caps very much until now, because I have my own caps out right now, and I realized that they actually look insanely cool. So we got caps right here, which have 3 different pieces of embroidery on. We got the blue and the black for the blackout version, and then we got the purple and the black for the 10 years, just the original piece right there. And then, as we had to have some caps for the summer, we have some beanies for the winter. So we got the blackout edition one right there, and the original right there as well. So they are all of the things. And yeah, we've got the little announcement video right here as well, which if you want to go ahead and watch the announcement video, it's in a couple of other videos as well. You can go ahead and do that as well. So that is pretty much the entire thing right here with this. So we're going to go ahead and switch over right now. I'm going to go ahead and show off a lot of this merchandise and all of that kind of stuff. And then we're going to end off this stream in a really, really cool way. Apparently, there's only 9 minutes left of the stream. I'm going to have to go over it a little bit right now. So, yeah, I'll try and tell you guys about some things as well as we're going here. So, we've got the main streaming view right here. So, let's go right here. So, we're back to the main streaming view right here. Yeah, we're all good right there. Okay. So we got the main view right here. So we're back on the big camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the merchandise right now a little bit. Just before I go ahead and show this as well, if anybody listening to this chat right now wants me to go ahead and eat a chili pepper on stream, then all you need to do is drop a $10 super chat, and that dream of yours will be a reality for this stream. So yeah, that is a thing, by the way. So let's go ahead and show off some of this merchandise right here. Nat said in here, what is your favorite piece? I genuinely can't. It changes every single day because I love the embroidery pieces. Like the caps and stuff are so cool. But also the t-shirts as well. And one thing that I've got to say is that I keep on getting to this point where I'm like, no, the blackout version is really cool. That's my favorite piece. And then I was like, no, but the original looks really cool as well. So I'm so stunned. I love every single piece of this collection. And that's just not me saying it, because I spent literally months and months of time with my girlfriend planning this and basically designing and getting these pieces made. It took a long time to do that. So I wanted something that I knew I would love, but also that the fans would like as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get all set up for this. I'm just going to turn you guys around a little bit and give you guys a bit of a wider angle view right here. So here we go. We've got a bit of a wider angle view right here. I'm just gonna put the microphone on here. I'm just gonna get you all set up. Just gonna get you. There we go. So here we go. So I can now basically show off this merchandise, and again, this is where the purchases have came really in good use, because we got the extra long cable right now, the 5 meters of microphone cable, which is all going to become very useful for this stream. So, and also something that I think is going to be very useful for the sleep stream, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So that is the whole thing. I'm going to get the chat up right here as well. Purple design is insane, to be honest. Yeah, I absolutely love the purple design. So we're going to start off with the accessories right here. So let's start off with the sticker sheets, which I'm going to show you guys close and basically in real life. So we got the original sticker sheet right here. As you can see, it is a really nice quality sticker sheet. These are, again, probably going to be some of the rarest pieces of this collection when it does go out of stock and when it does, get sold out forever. So these are going to be some really cool pieces. Even though they are like stickers, they are very high quality. I needed to make sure that the supplier for these stickers were like good quality, because you know, if I'm going to have something that is going to be one of the rarest pieces of a collection that could be highly collectible in the future, I wanted to make sure that I had a good quality, you know. We also do have the blackout edition of this, so this is obviously the black version of the sticker sheet right there, as you can see. Looks very, very cool. Sorry that this is all kind of in reverse. It's just because I'm obviously filming through this and the back-facing camera, so that is the design right here. And as you can see, it perfectly matches the design on my t-shirt as well. So as you can see, this is the blackout edition t-shirt. As you can see the print right there, just about see the print on that one thing. Got any Buffalo Bills merch in there? Oh my god. Roxy and her Buffalo Bills are inseparable. That would be imagine in the future, like, okay, I'm not big into manifestation and all of that stuff, but imagine in the future we had a Team Down Clothing X Buffalo Bills collaboration. That would be like a dream for Roxy. I'll buy one of each if you do. Oh my god, imagine that. Okay, now we need to make it happen. Just to get them in existence. That would be a cool thing. I would need a lot more influence though to get to that stage. I need to be, my channel's too little and my channel's too little and dinky to obviously be that. Only merch I buy is Bills and music brands shirts. So get Bills merch and I'll buy it out. Oh my god, that would be crazy. Yeah, no, that would be a crazy collaboration, I'm not gonna lie. And very, very would be unexpected. So yeah, we got so many different pieces right here. So from the caps, which you have seen in various different streams as well. I'm trying to do this one-handed as well, so bear with me a second. But we got the caps right here, which are embroidered caps. That worked quite well. So we got the original cap right here, which, as you can see, is all embroidered right here. And you got the 10 years hashtag design on the side, and then the back. That design on the back. So yeah, looking very, very cool. Again, I've tried to show as many of these off in videos and things like that. 11 or 88, please, thanks. Let's fucking go. We're gonna have to design a custom Bills t-shirt. Oh my god, yes, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing. I need to get my connections up. Roxy, you're in. You pretty much know everybody in New York at this point in time. Look, you have so many like connections and all of that kind of stuff. So if you have some way of potentially making this happen, let me know. Hit me up in DMs and I will make that happen. But I think I'm gonna need a little bit more of some popularity to get that to happen. I do like the colors though, and the 10 years is awesome looking. Yeah. Oh my god. That's one thing as well. I was actually thinking about sending some merch out to Roxy potentially. So I'll definitely hit you up in the DMs about it, because it's one thing that I was definitely thinking about doing at some point, because I think it'd just be cool to have like a couple of pieces out there. I send some pieces out, so that's definitely something that I could possibly do in the future. But yeah, we got the blackout edition one as well. Speaking of the caps, as you can see right here, it's like a navy blue with a, again, so subtle that the camera's slightly struggling to pick it up, but you can kind of see in like videos and stuff that it's basically like a navy blue with the black black embroidery on, which it makes for a much more subtle look. So we have like the purple and the black, which the purple stands out from the black so much. And I thought, you know what? Let's get something for people who like something that's a little bit more plain and subtle. So that's the idea behind we did the inverted colors kind of thing as well. So that is that kind of thing with that. We also do have beanies, which I have like literally not even shown yet on the channel very much. These are the beanies right here. Again, got the original colored one. These are so awkward to hold right here. But yeah, as you can see right here, that is the embroidery on the beanie right there. I think it looks really, really cool. So again, when it gets even colder out and more icy out, I think I'm going to start wearing these a little bit more. And then we also have the Blackout Edition beanie, which is a blue one with the black on there a little bit as well. Again, it's a little bit more subtle for the lighting on this one. Actually, let's see if I've got an external light here. Let me see if I can light this up a little bit. Also, Roxy as well. Are you still going live tonight and all of that kind of stuff? Because I knew you were planning on doing live, right? Okay, now my face looks massively overexposed on the camera, but that's the wrong side. So yeah, as you can see, that is the embroidery on the front there. So there we go. That's one way to do it. Get yourself a panel light that straps on top of a camera. That always helps in that kind of situation. Don't want to do that there. So that right there is the beanies. For the t-shirts, obviously I've got on the Blackout Edition t-shirt right here, and on the back of that, as you can see right here, you've got the 10 years on the back, and the 10 is actually made up of loads and loads and loads of different thumbnails, which we have pulled from over the entire 10 years of my channel. And also, fun fact, but one of them thumbnails is actually one of the first live streams I did for this new streaming show, which is funny enough, the one with me and Roxy on. So technically, Roxy has a very, very small little piece on the back of this this merchandise right here, which is just something that I think is really, really cool, because again, I wanted to include videos from all over the 10 years, and streaming, I know that this is going to be a big part of my channel and the future of my channel, so I wanted to include it because I think it was really, really well. The hubby's not feeling well, so probably not. No, I was just going to say, because if you were going to go live, I will obviously let the people know to come over to your live if you are obviously going live. But if you're probably not, then yeah, she might be going live. She probably won't though, in that sort of thing. And hopefully he's feeling better as well, and all of that kind of stuff. I'll hit you in the DMs about that one. But yeah. Let's go. So, let me set up the microphone for this one. We got a little bit of a better look at the t-shirts right here. So, as you can see, this is the original t-shirt. And as you can see, you got the little print on the front there. And the bigger print on the back there, which is the 10 years print on the back. And again, something I can't show because with this one because I've got it on, but something that on right here is this is our own official label on the inside, which I think is really, really cool. So as you can see, you've got Team Dan Clothing with the little hashtag underneath, which we went through many, many, many different designs for this neck label here, for different ones that we could use, and we finally settled on that one. So that is really, really cool. So we then have last but not least, the hoodies. Which I feel like I've talked so much in this live stream that my voice feels like it's starting to go. But it's not gone yet, so we're all good. So this right here is the hoodie, the black, the original hoodie. It's got the purple design on the front, quite big actually. I got a size large of the actual hoodie, so it's kind of a little bit oversized, but not like majorly. And then on the back here, it is similar design on the back there. So that is the original hoodie. And then we have the Blackout Edition hoodie, which I've got to say is, again, really cool looks on these. As you can see, got the black design on the front right here. And again, opening it all up, you've got the design on the back right here as well, for the more low-key style in which this all goes through. So yeah, that is pretty much the full review of every single piece of merchandise which is available right now, and you can purchase in the link in the description. Again, all of the profits from this merchandise is going directly back into content. I'm basically making this content my life, so I'm going to be pretty much investing every penny that I make back into making this content for all of you guys, and that is the plan going forward. I've done it a bit on the channel before, but now it's like I really need to go ahead and put everything into the next couple of months of content. And yes, I've got a couple of plans for some October stuff, like specifically some streams where we can look over some Halloween content, which is going to be pretty fun. I've got a couple of things to set up with them, so hopefully we can make the most out of the Halloween season on this whole thing. But yeah, that is kind of the plan going with this whole thing. So yeah, that is the whole merchandise kind of thing. We are a little bit over, so I'm gonna make this last piece as snappy as possible, but we have a nice little surprise to end out on for this stream, as we are celebrating 10 years of Danby Whitey Official, celebrating 10 years of the channel, which is kind of crazy overall, like that I've done this for 10 years and that now we are in this whole new era of like this channel where I'm streaming and making videos. I will be again making videos as well, so you know, like content wise, the content is coming back, the videos are coming back. I've just really focused the last 2 weeks into streaming because essentially I have a little bit more freedom these 2 weeks to make more streams, so I've gone ahead and utilized that to basically get the best out of the streams. And the final big stream of this like 2 week period is going to be tomorrow's big sleep stream, which I'm excited to do. I've got a couple of different fun activities for us to pretty much make the most of everything in this entire thing. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into that and do that whole sleep stream for tomorrow's stream. So yeah, that is pretty fun. But I have something right here which is going to be a nice little fun, probably chaotic ending to this stream, because that's how we like to end off these things in style. So right here I have some cakes. I've got some cupcakes. I actually went out and bought some cupcakes for the 10-year celebration, because people eat cake when they celebrate things for some reason. I guess that's the whole thing. But I have also, and more interestingly, bought these things, which I genuinely have never used these before, so this could go quite interesting. Apparently there's some kind of ice fountains, which let's read the back of this and see what this says. Cat F1 fountains. Oh god, that sounds serious. that sounds serious. Fireworks. Suitable for indoor use, apparently. So, apparently this is suitable for indoor use. But, yeah. I've never used these things before, so we're about to, we're about to hopefully not, cause a big issue on the stream. But, this could go one or two ways. This could go well, or this could go not well. But, let's go and, light these little bitches up on fire and see what happens, I guess. I'm going to set up for you guys something right here. This is where my 5-meter long microphone cable is going to come in good use, hopefully. So, let's just set this up for a second. I'm going to open my window for a little bit of ventilation in case these things start exploding, which I have no idea if this is going to happen. So, I'm going to open that up right there. I've got a little plan for this one, actually. I've got a fan over here, so if I throw all of this stuff down here, this should provide some ventilation for this, whatever this is going to be. So the plan is that hopefully this should be fine, and I should not either burn my hands or eyelashes or face or anything like that. So yeah, let's get into this right now. Let's unbox these little things for the end of the stream. So I'm actually gonna pull these things away from here, give you guys a little bit more space. So let's get this going. Okay, so I got my chair right here, which I thought would be a great backdrop for the exploding little things. Which hopefully, I'm hoping these things don't explode, but I'm going to take the necessary precautions because I've never used these before. So, I've got this right here and these. So, we're going to put this chair right here, right by the camera, so that you guys have a perfect view right here of the cakes and everything. So, we're going to unbox the cakes first. Okay, the chocolate cakes, so that's, I guess, pretty cool. I think I'm going to have to take these out of the packaging so we don't cause a house fire, which is not the aim of this stream. Okay, so that can go over there somewhere, and these can go on here. Now, let me just set these up so that you guys can beautifully see these coming right here. So, as you can see, we've got these right here. So, the plan is that hopefully these should give you guys a good view. So, I've got these little fountain sparkler thingies, I don't know. We're going to just rip the top of this packaging open and hope for the best, I guess. Okay, well, there's 3 of them in here, and there's 2 cakes in here, so we're going to have to just pick out 2. Right, this one's a gold one. We have... Oh, it says on the front of the box, we've got 2 silver ones and 1 gold one, so I'm guessing we're just going to do the silver ones for this, and we're going to throw the gold one back in. I guess I could do it as, like, something... Oh my god, I can use this on the sleep stream tomorrow. maybe we could do something. Maybe I could do like a super chat to hold one of these things. Even though that would be like legitimately crazy, depending on how these things go. So yeah, let's see. So we got these right here. That's holding it the wrong way. That's probably not a good start for these. And right, let's see how you actually use these things. So, looking at this, it says, insert it right into a non-flammable material. And so basically, I need to put it there and light the top. Apparently, you can't use a lighter on these things, so I've taken a precaution and I've got a little wooden stick. Hopefully that works. So, shit, this could go very interestingly. Okay, got that one. That there. And we got this one right here. So, these look like the proper real deal type thing. So I'm going to go ahead right now. I'm going to crouch down for here. So, we're going to go ahead, open the window right now. Get some ventilation, so just in case. Okay, so the plan is for this is to light these and run, preferably away from them. So that is the plan for this, and I guess we're gonna see how this whole thing turns out. So hopefully this works. So yeah, let's go into this. Again, I've never used this before, so let's give this a try. One sec. Okay. Got this right here. Let's see how this goes. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck? What? That's way bigger than what I thought it'd be. Oh my god! What? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit! These things are huge! They're going off the top of the camera! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's crazy! What the hell? Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god, I don't even know what the fuck is gonna go. Oh, what the hell? What the? Okay. Okay. So, I guess they didn't explode then? Okay, well, that's a whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and put these by the window so we don't accidentally start some crazy shit out here. Oh my god, right. Whoa. Holy shit. Well, I didn't expect it to be that big, I'm not gonna lie. That was quite crazy. It stinks of fireworks in here, actually. That's probably not good, for that whole thing. But, yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, all of that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Yeah, that shit was, that was genuinely fucking crazy. I'm not, the fact, oh my god, right, so, I guess tomorrow, if that actually, wait, no way I'm actually gonna say it, right, okay. So I guess tomorrow, if somebody super chats a certain amount, I'm gonna be holding one of these things on my sleep stream. Oh wow, that's fucking terrifying. They were actually huge. Right. So let me push this back. That is pretty much the end of this stream. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that was fucking crazy, bro. That was crazy. It was good. I genuinely though, I've never actually used them things before. So I was waiting for them to start exploding and start shooting things off and burning the roof and stuff like that. Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta, Roxy, you gotta go back and see that shit. you gotta go back and see that shit. I was running towards the door just in case these things started firing off firecrackers and shit like that. You've gotta go back and see that shit. Oh my god. But yeah, I guess if somebody drops a super chat on tomorrow's stream, we've still got one of these left. So I guess if somebody drops a super chat on tomorrow's stream, tomorrow's sleep stream, I guess I'll hold one of these things, which I'm not really looking forward to doing, because that would be crazy, because like they were way bigger than what I was expecting as well. They sold them as like indoor fireworks. What the fuck? Like my alpha just what? Oh my! I was genuinely. That was scary. That was scary. How are they indoor? How are they considered indoor? Oh my god! Right. Anyway, well, at least the fire. That shit's probably gonna get clipped, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably gonna be a clip on this whole thing. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this stream. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We're gonna be streaming a lot more, hopefully, in the future. We've got a big stream coming out tomorrow. We've got the sleep stream, so that is gonna be a big thing. I'm looking forward to that. We've got a couple of bits planned for that, so very, very excited for that whole thing. Are you actually legit doing a sleep stream, or just a few hours? So hopefully the plan is to do from, in the UK time, we're going to do from 12 midnight in the UK to 5 a.m. in the UK. So essentially it's going to be 5 hours, but it's pretty much going to be like a test of our first sleep stream. Obviously, it's obviously like sleeping time, but I'm gonna be up entertaining you guys, probably instead of sleeping. So I guess that's probably gonna be the most of it. But yeah, that's kind of the plan with what we're gonna be doing for the sleep stream. Again, this is kind of a bit of a trial, because it'll be the longest show that I've done as well. So if this does go well, and if people do enjoy this and do like the videos, then maybe in the future, when we plan to go to an Airbnb and stream or something like that, maybe then we can do a full-on maybe even a 12-hour stream or something like that, which could be insane. That would be my longest stream ever. Gotcha. Yeah. So well, I guess that was a slightly eventful end to this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Cop the merch, link in the description, as always. And I will see you all in the next stream. Take it easy, and peace. That was genuinely crazy. Bye!
Yeah. Stream king flexing, pressing record, no stressing. Frame tight, focus sharp, never second guessing. Live stream heat, no edit confession. Chat lit, crazier than a Shark Tank session. Lighting up the feed, living in a stream dream. Challenges supreme, making moves on the live screen. Climbing views taller than a skyscraper beam. Ruler of the web, yet a stream king gleam. Timer set, blindfolded while the stakes peak. Spicy noodle sweat running, voice getting weak. Ice bath, cold words freeze mid-speak. Content so fire, it trends every week. Lighting up the feed, living in a stream dream. Challenges supreme, making moves on the live screen. Climbing views taller than a skyscraper beam. Ruler of the web, yet a stream king gleam. Super chat rings, audience full of kings. Comment section buzzing, making viral wings. Challenges click, grip tighter like slings. Epic every stream, crowds flocking like spring. 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. Skyscraper beam, ruler of the web, yet a stream king gleam. Yeah. Super chat rings, audio still the kings. Spicy noodle sweat, running, voice getting weak. Ice bath, cold words freeze mid-speak. Content so fire, it trends every week. 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. 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 24-hour grind, pulling stunts untamed. Duct tape to the wall, yet they all know my name. Enemies try to troll, but they softer than fame. This the marathon throne, and I run this game. Yeah. Yeah. I run this game.